What's up, traders? Patkat.trading here for another daily recap and trade plan for S&P 500. Today's December 7, Wednesday. Okay, so it was pretty much a lackluster day. Nothing much happened. I pretty much caught a trade, made about 2,800, but it was actually a trade from NASDAQ, so I'll go over that trade later. But let's go over what I see and what happened on the S&P 500 yesterday. So, as we all know, it's been pretty much a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going on the 5th red day. We are still pretty much in the same price range as, let's see, we're still stuck in this range pretty much. Let's just add low. We are still stuck there. We poked up because of Powell. I fully retraced it, took these lows. I fully expect this low from 39.12 to be swept for a deviation in the bottom of the range. But we've been still pretty much stuck in this range for about 3 weeks now, and I think the market's pretty much just waiting for the next CPI inflation data coming out next week. Also, FOMC the next day. Also, option expiries it's a major option expiry on December 16. So I fully expect everything to be fully supported. I can't see any big moves before those data points happen. So that's why I kind of expect things to stay inside this range. Let's look at the bearish case first. We are pretty much we broke out of this downtrend line. Everyone's watching that. We backtested this pivot, but we are still pretty much holding above 3,900. So unless we fully collapse to 3,800, that is still support. But the way I'm going to be trading is tomorrow is that if I fully expect that we stay inside this range for the time being until next week, the type of play that I'm looking at is pretty much we should be. I'm expecting a rate of this low on the lower time frame, close back in, and target this 39.90. We already backtested 39.60 this week today, so fully expect it to move past it and maybe test 39.90 if we end up reclaiming 39.12. So the level that I'm looking at is pretty much the previous monthly open here, about these areas. I'm looking at these areas for a long tomorrow. 38.80, 350, and somewhere around this high here. So if we mark these out, put a reclaim. Okay. So the type of price action that I want to see when I'm going long is pretty much tap here, reclaim 39.90, or tap here, and 39.90. You could first take profit at 39.60, then ultimately tag 39.90. Okay, so I don't. The bearish scenario, pretty much, we end up at 3,800 if we collapse, and buyers will step in at 3,800, because you all know I've been talking about this repeatedly from previous videos. This is demand for me. See this, reject, and this rejected down and then pushed up. So I have this demand zone marked up. So if ever we do collapse this week, buyers will step in at 3,800. I'll definitely buy 3,800. But I like I said earlier, I fully expect us to stay inside this range. In fact, if I think 3,800 price will push up from 3,800 next week, then if we expect, how will we generate the most liquidity? That is the question. How will we generate the most liquidity for a big push up to 4,150, 4,200? And I think what will happen is we have to form some sort of low here, and maybe form like a head and shoulders. That's why I kind of think what's gonna happen is we raid, push up, trade up, make a lower high, then push down. So we pretty much make a head and shoulders pattern here, and we close the day here. People will be shorting this neckline, and then when price dumps to 3,800, the demand zone, all the sellers will be absorbed, match with all the buyers, and then we pushed up, taking all these, and 4,200 eventually. That is my lean. Of course, anything can happen, but yeah, that's what I hope to happen. I mean, that's the only bullish scenario I can think of that can push price up past 4,100. Just because I don't see us going past 3,800 this year. Just because maybe Santa rally. But yeah. Okay, so we just went through the long scenario. I'll be looking for a reclaim or close below reclaim of 39.12. As for shorts, I actually like SPY here better, just because the structure is better. So we have this ascending triangle line here. So triangle here. Buyer stepped in. Buyer stepped in, got rejected, creating supply. So I like this short here from 404 around 405 ish. So if we ever end up reclaiming the ascending trend line, the bottom trend line, and push up, then make a lower high here, then push down. That's a short trade that I'm looking at, and I'm fully prepared to take this. If that happens in the next 2 days, then that would be great. We are definitely oversold. Very oversold. It's a rare 5 days of selling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oversold on the H4. H1 just reset. H4 pretty much just sitting there. So I kind of expect buyers to step in today. I mean tomorrow after reclaim. So that's how I'm gonna play it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. VIX is still moving along, but everyone's talking about this. It's breaking out this trend line, breaking out, and but I see this as a supply zone, so probably reject on 24.5 and maybe give a boost for specs for S&P 500. NQ just hit the weekly 200 MA, so that could be that's probably support for the next hopefully for the next 2 days, because if it closes the week under that, then it's game over. So that's why I think it's gonna be, if things gonna be pushing up to next week, then it's not gonna close this week under it, I would think. All right, so pretty much the plan. Watch for a claim, watch for a long reclaim from 39, reclaim 39.12, and hopefully get a short from 40.50, 40.40. That's the plan. Okay. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Let's make some money. Bye bye.